Guys, welcome back.
Welcome back to Inspire Delusions.
We hope you guys have been as delusional as us.
Yes, we are always delusional, so hopefully you are listening more and more and becoming more and more delusional.
Yes, and we've noticed that we have quite a few new listeners.
Yeah, so hello everyone.
Hello, guys.
We're obsessed with seeing the numbers go up.
Yes.
We feel like we're growing pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly,
Yeah, we just started.
Right.
We're having like hundreds of listens.
I know.
On episodes, so it's really cool.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to say hi and give a little introduction of ourselves to some of our new listeners.
Yeah. Hello. I am Olivia.
And I'm Kayma.
Yes, and we are best friends and lovers. No, I'm just kidding.
We're not.
Okay. Okay, we are just besties. But we do love each other.
Yeah, we do.
Platonically. And we met here in LA a little less than 2 years ago.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and we met through a mutual friend. Shout out Sem. Hopefully you're listening. We love you. And we hung out one day, and then we hung out for like 12 hours. Like 12 hours that day. And have been besties ever since.
Yeah, we really have. And I feel like we've grown so much together, both on our personal journeys to just work on ourselves, but then also with each other and just pushed each other so much. And now we are here.
Yeah, now we're here. We always have like conversations about growth and healing and manifesting, and we're very delusional together, which is so fun. We highly recommend having a delusional bestie. And one day we're like, wait, we should just record these and make it a podcast.
We seriously would sit on the couch for like hours and just have conversations about like epigenetics and the quantum field,
the universe,
manifesting God, what's out there, what do our lives mean,
and ultimately like how we can help people. I feel like we both have a very strong desire to just help people and help the world, help raise the vibration of the planet. And like, just, we want we feel really, really good, and we want other people to feel good too.
Right. Totally. Because the way I think about it is, okay, we feel so good, right? We're living our best lives right now. We know we're going to continue to live our best lives, but it doesn't feel right if everyone around us in our community also aren't like on that vibration.
Yes, 1000%.
So yeah, we thought this would be just a fun way to connect with those in our community, and just give them something to look forward to each week, something to laugh over, to reflect over. So
and build a bigger community too. That's going to be a very big part of this podcast, and growing an audience is like building a community with it. And we're going to have some details about that at the end of the podcast, because we have some exciting stuff coming already. So this episode, we wanted to talk about how you actually become delusional, because that's kind of the point of this podcast. And a lot of our episodes, we talk about being delusional, being your best self, manifesting, dreaming big. And we're getting a lot of questions, and I get a lot of questions on my social, is how do you actually be delusional?
Right. So in order to be delusional, first and foremost, you kind of have to get your mental as well as your physical up.
Yes. And how I describe it too, I was describing it for a long time of like, you have to get your mind right. Sure. Yes. Get your mind right. But you also have to get your body right, because our body and our nervous system affects our mind and affects our mindset so much. So yeah, our mental and our physical.
Right. So we broke it down really easily for you guys to follow essentially 3 simple steps in order to prepare yourself to be your most delusional self. Yeah.
We created a PDF. So we have a link to download the PDF in the show notes. But we're going to be going over those details and those steps right now.
Yeah. So, okay. So first and foremost, awareness.
Yeah.
You have to recognize and observe and become aware of all your current thoughts and triggers.
Literally that.
Right?
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes is, awareness is 90% of transformation. You have to become aware of what is currently going on in your mind, what you're currently thinking about, what you're currently talking about, like what is happening right now. You have to become aware.
Right. And 2 ways to do that, which we will literally mention on probably every single podcast episode, is A, shadow work, and B, meditation.
Yes. Shadow work, shout out, girl. Did we talk about that on the last episode about someone had like a really great testimonial about shadow work?
Yeah, Jamie.
Yeah, shout out Jamie. She was saying how she tried shadow work and it was already really working for her.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Shadow work is bae. Shadow work's amazing at like
it's essentially finding the shadow parts of yourself, the parts that you wouldn't feel comfortable sharing with other people. And you essentially do that through journal prompts that ask you those deeper questions where you continue to ask the question why until you find the root cause of any emotion that you might be feeling towards a situation.
Yeah, and not only things that you've been scared to tell other people, but stuff that you've literally been ignoring,
right,
and kind of trying to suppress. And it's been, it's like in your subconscious mind, like deep down, and you've tried to hide it. It's your shadow. You've tried to keep it hidden. You've tried to bury it. You've tried to not deal with it. But all of our stuff is actually affecting us until we, bring it to the surface and heal it.
And make those emotions less charged.
Yeah, exactly. So shadow work, shout out to her. She's amazing. And then we put at meditation as another amazing way to start becoming aware of what you're thinking. For me, meditation has like really trained my brain to be able to observe my thoughts. That's how I describe it.
So there are essentially two types of meditations that you can follow. There's mindfulness practice, where that's really where you're just sitting in quiet or listening to frequencies, and you're just sitting and catching any thoughts and labeling them in your brain as they come, judgment free.
Yeah, I describe it as, mindful meditation is more like you're just sitting in focusing on your breath. You're just trying to clear your mind, essentially. But of course, every single person's mind is always going to have thoughts coming through it. But you just try to observe when you're having a thought and then go back to the silence, go back to your breath, go back to whatever you're focusing on. It's just observing those thoughts and then letting them go.
And then the other meditation practice is like guided meditations, which are my favorite. I love Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations. Yeah. I think in the last show notes, we linked some, but we will also give you a link to something on Spotify.
Yeah, well, it's on the PDF.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. It is on the PDF. Yeah, so you can follow that link on the PDF, and he has a short, like 20-minute one to start your day on Spotify. Yeah,
guided meditations are amazing, period, but I feel like they're really amazing for beginners. Like a lot of people who haven't meditated yet find it hard to just sit in silence, so a guided meditation is a perfect place to start. Yeah.
Okay, so those are all the steps. Those are two good ways to become aware of your thoughts and observe them.
Yes. And also consciously try to catch yourself of like when you're ruminating, right? We talked about that on the last episode. Or when you are, maybe sometimes you're driving and you're just constantly thinking about what went wrong, or, oh shit, I fucked up. Or like if you're having all these negative thoughts, like just try to start observing and noticing when you're having those thoughts, because something needs to change. You can't just continuously be thinking all of these negative things and expect your life to improve, or expect for yourself to be more delusional.
Right.
So starting to observe, first step. Amazing.
Okay. So then once you figure out what those thoughts are, you then need to start to reframe things.
Yes.
Which essentially is actively changing your subconscious beliefs.
Yes.
Your subconscious thoughts, and therefore changing how you think.
Yeah. Your subconscious mind, your subconscious beliefs are so powerful. It's so powerful. When you start changing your subconscious beliefs, I swear your life will radically change.
Right. And like we mentioned before, your subconscious thoughts are 90% of the thoughts that you're having.
Yes.
Right. So it's so important to tap into those and make sure that those are positive.
Yes. So we're going to talk about some ways to actually start reframing, actually start changing your subconscious beliefs. And the first one we have on our sheet is
positive inner self-talk.
Yes.
Which we had a whole episode on that. So definitely go and check that out.
Yes. But changing your inner self-talk, like we said, if you start becoming aware of what thoughts you're currently thinking, and if they're negative, starting to reframe it, starting to be more positive. Like even if that's just the thoughts you think, those are still important. So starting to have more positive self-talk. Yeah.
Next one is affirmations and or mirror work.
Yes. Affirmations are an amazing way to start reframing those thoughts, changing your inner self-talk, changing your subconscious beliefs. Affirmations, I feel like, are like the easiest things you could do. just find some you could find affirmations on Pinterest, you could Google them, you could ask ChatGPT, you could look some up on TikTok, whatever, but find a few affirmations and say them to yourself every day, or do some mirror work, which is looking in the mirror and saying them to yourself. You could write them down. Affirmations are an amazing, amazing way to change your subconscious beliefs. But the key, truly, truly the key, is repetition.
Yeah, you have to say them over and over and over again until you start to believe it. We also had an episode on this, and we were just talking about embodying the emotion of how you're going to feel once that's true.
Yeah.
Or embodying emotions that bring you happiness and then saying those affirmations just so that they like stick better. Yeah. Okay, next thing. Yes. Gratitude practice.
Yes.
Which we both love. We have notes in our phone where we write down just things we're thankful for, no matter how small they might seem.
Yeah. So this is gratitude practice. This is still under reframe and in changing your subconscious beliefs. So having a gratitude practice, I kind of describe it as you're training your subconscious brain to start noticing all of the amazing things that happen, because from an evolutionary standpoint, our brain is literally wired to focus on the bad things more than the good things. So when you start focusing on gratitude and thinking about, oh, what am I grateful for today? Like, what good things did happen to me today? What am I grateful for in my life? When you start thinking about the good things more, I promise you are going to, you're going to start receiving more things to be grateful for. You're raising your vibration, and then you are changing your subconscious mind to be more wired to notice when good things happen to you and remember good things.
Right. I think sometimes it can feel really tough, maybe when you're first starting this, to find things to be grateful for, but you need to start really, really big if you're having a hard time, right?
Yeah.
So you could start with, thank God I woke up today.
Yeah.
Right? Thank you for, in the middle of the night, my body was breathing by itself without me having to think about anything.
I'm grateful I have a bed to sleep on, a house over, a roof over my head, food.
I'm so thankful for the car I have, that it's reliable. I'm so thankful for the public transportation that is available to me. I'm so thankful that, I walked outside and the sun was shining.
Yeah.
So finding things that are really, really big, and then from there narrowing down until you can get to the specifics, I think is such a great tool.
Yeah. So you can do, a gratitude practice on your phone, in your notes, or writing it down. I think writing it down is a really powerful way to do it too. I try to do a gratitude list each morning in my journal, and I think that's such an amazing way to start my day.
Yeah. I think when I was first starting to find things to be grateful for, I was doing really silly ones, thank God I got this parking spot in the front.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, once you start to see gratitude in little things, more and more comes to you, and the more easier it is for you to recognize.
A gratitude list was one of the first things I ever did on my glow up healing journey. And yeah, I cannot I can't recommend gratitude more. I really think gratitude is one of the biggest keys for leveling up, for being delusional, for being happier. Really, when you start we all have things in our lives that we can be grateful for, or maybe there's a lot of things that you take for granted that you can start being more grateful for. And it's so powerful.
One of my favorite quotes from Dr. Joe Dispenza is, gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership.
Ooh, there's another quote that's, gratitude is the gateway to abundance.
Right.
It's just kind of the same thing.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah.
You have to be grateful for what you already have, and then it's going to draw in more things to you. Go do your gratitude practice.
Yes.
Okay, so the next thing under reframe, another way you can change your subconscious beliefs is
sleep tracks, which is kind of like affirmations, but just at night.
Yeah.
Right? So even when you're sleeping, your subconscious is still taking in information. So this is such an easy way to do that.
Yeah. Sleep tracks are usually just 7-8 hour, really long tracks that have affirmations playing repeatedly over and over again. And like Kayma just said, our subconscious mind is still listening, still in taking information while you sleep. So that's why it's really important to, not listen to music or anything that has negative lyrics or whatever when you're sleeping, because your subconscious mind is literally still in taking that. So if you're listening to a sleep track of affirmations for 8 hours, it's such a cheat code
right to
changing your subconscious beliefs.
Right.
So yeah, so those are some ways that are easy and some of our favorite.
Yeah. So that's our mind, right?
Yes.
So now the next thing that we need to touch on is our body and getting our body regulated, right? So
nervous system regulation, baby.
Exactly. So nervous system regulation, we summarized it by saying it just essentially is a tool to harmonize your body and get you out of fight or flight mode.
Yes. So when our nervous system is dysregulated, our body is quite literally sending signals to our brain that it's not safe. You have to be worried. You have to be like, it's in this fight or flight mode. So it's going to be stressed out. It's going to be always pinging you, being like, something's not right. So you have to be freaking out right now. Mm-hmm. And nervous system regulation, I swear, is such a powerful part of being delusional, because when you are regulated, you can actually start feeling more safe to receive good things and to think about good things and expecting good things and being delusional. We just had one of our audience members, say that someone in their family was having a little bit of anxiety and they didn't know why. And I was like, oh, ding, ding, ding. If you don't know why you're having anxiety, a big reason could be that your nervous system is dysregulated.
Mm-hmm. So when you're in fight or flight, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's good, right? That keeps you alive. That keeps you energized. The issue is when you're in fight or flight 24/7.
Yeah, all the time.
Right? When you are in that state all the time, that's what leads to cell death.
Yeah.
That's what makes you sick. Your anxiety literally makes you ill.
Yeah, it actually does. And some people don't think that their nervous system is dysregulated, but I would argue, unless you're doing something to regulate, I would argue most people have a dysregulated system because of social media, because of the news, especially right now with election season just wrapping up or whatever. But like we have, if you live in a city with traffic, people honking, like there's always noises, there's always light. Our bodies weren't really made for like this much stimulus, so it's really, really, really important to regulate.
I think that's me, honestly. Like, I used to have a lot of anxiety, and it was during a time in my life that I would think was probably one of the like most important years, or like one of the years that I was having the most fun, right? But it wasn't until I started intentionally meditating, listening to more positive things, talking to myself nicer, doing breath work, doing EFT tapping, walking outside. It wasn't until I started doing these things that I was like, wait, I know I thought I was okay, but I actually really, really wasn't.
No, I agree. When I started like intentionally doing some of those things that we just mentioned, we'll go over a little bit more, my quality of life exponentially got better.
Same.
My thoughts got exponentially more positive. I've started to be so much more delusional. Like, I just feel so much better, and I didn't even realize that I was that down bad before. So I feel like that's something that happens to a lot of people when they start regulating. They're like, oh, wait, I didn't realize I actually could.
How was I living like this? Yeah. That was so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're actually going to go over some ways to regulate your nervous system.
Yeah, some of our faves.
Our number one favorite one that we always talk about, and we will always continue to talk about, is EFT tapping.
Yes, EFT tapping. If you haven't tried it yet, what are you doing? Come on, babe.
It is so easy. It's crazy because some of these videos are only 5 to 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
And we linked our two favorites, and they are done by Brad Yates, who is amazing. He helps so many people with EFT tapping. He has a whole bunch of videos catered to so many different things on YouTube. But once you kind of get down the routine, you can also customize them on ChatGPT, which is what we do. And it'll tell you like where to tap while you're saying certain things to release negative emotions that might be stored inside of you.
Yeah.
Another one we have is breath work.
Yeah, breath work. Huge. Such an amazing way. Our breath is so connected to our body, so connected to our mental health and our mindset. Breath work is so powerful. You can do breath work classes, or you could look up breath work, sessions on YouTube or whatever, but really you don't even need to complicate it. Just taking a couple minutes to do deep, slow breathing is so, so powerful.
If you have time to breathe, that tells your body that you are not in fight or flight and you are okay and to relax.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Because if something's chasing after you, you don't have time to stop and breathe.
And do some deep breaths. Like, of course, you're going to be feeling safe if you are just slowly taking some deep breaths.
Exactly. So that's a good way to reharmonize your body, is doing some deep breaths or any kind of breath work that works for you.
Yeah.
Another one is walking.
Yeah, walking. Shout out to just the most basic stuff being so good for us. I had a TikTok that went viral a few weeks ago, and I was like talking about some ways to regulate. And I asked in the comments, what are your favorite ways to regulate? So a bunch of people were like putting in their ideas. And so many people were like, wait, once I just started walking for 20 minutes every day, I feel so much better. I'm like, yeah. It can be that simple.
It's so underrated.
Yeah.
But walking puts you in a position to get up and move your body, smell the fresh air, feel sunlight on your body. If you can't make it outside, even sometimes it'll be like late at night and we'll just like walk the halls of our apartment and take a couple steps to move our bodies. And even that just releases so much tension. Even walking, you could put yourself in a space of like mindfulness, right? Because as you move your body, your thoughts are going and you can kind of release that way.
Yes, totally. Or you can also do a hot girl walk, which is basically like saying your affirmations or just hyping yourself up while you're on your walk.
Yeah.
Another little cheat code.
Okay. Another thing we love, which Olivia manifested for us essentially, is direct sunlight. When we were looking for apartments, Olivia was like, we have to get an apartment with a balcony that is
facing south.
Yeah. To get the direct sunlight in the morning.
For us,
And we got that.
Yeah. So getting sunlight in the morning is an amazing way to regulate your nervous system, reset your circadian rhythm, just overall help your energy levels. That's another underrated one. And we all have busy lives and stuff, totally. But if you can somehow, if you can get some sunlight, honestly, anytime throughout the day is important, but especially in the morning, that's an amazing way to regulate.
Yeah. When your eyes see the sunlight, especially like first thing in the morning, it helps boost your serotonin levels, right? Because like going to sleep, you boost your melatonin levels. In the morning, seeing the sun helps with your serotonin, which like Liv said is your circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
So really important.
Shout out sun. I'm a Leo. I love her.
And then kind of going off of that, not opening your phone the first 30 minutes of your day.
Yeah, not scrolling, not looking at notifications, not looking at emails, not looking at social media, God forbid.
Yeah. And so at first, that feels so tough, right? That feels so weird because, you wake up and you want to just tap in. You want to get reconnected with everything around you. But if you really take the time right in the morning to just be with yourself, you in turn start to get energy from you, right? Because the first like hit of dopamine that you get in your day is the same thing that you want to continue to get hits from throughout the day.
Yeah.
Right? So if you open up Instagram, TikTok right when you wake up, as the day goes on, for you to replenish your energy, you have to be opening those apps over and over again.
Yeah.
So why not start your day getting energy from yourself?
Yeah. And I think when it comes to the nervous system, this is how I kind of think about it, of if you're waking up and then you immediately get on your phone and look at social media, you're going to kind of be stressed out. You're going straight from this, sleepy mode straight to being awake, consuming information, what's going on. Your body's gonna be like, oh, I have to, look at this. I have to like it this. I have to go dress a certain way or whatever. So it's kind of straight putting your body into this fight or flight mode instead of having a calm wake up time. Like not looking at your phone, huge hack for being delusional, huge hack for nervous system regulation. That's something that I have my clients do, and they're always it's always a little bit of a struggle to start, but they always say it's helping them so much.
Yeah. And so instead of looking at your phone right away, you can do some other things, which is like right when you wake up, you can do a meditation. You can read a self-help book. You can listen to your affirmations. You can
do a gratitude practice.
Exactly. There's so many other things that you can replace that first 30 minutes with that will benefit you rather than opening up your phone and scrolling.
Yeah.
Lastly, one of the other things that we put on our list for nervous system regulation is grounding.
Yeah.
And or spending time outside.
Yeah. Earth. We're all part of nature. So it makes sense in my mind that if we are back in nature, touching the earth, like really spending time in nature, of course that's going to help our bodies.
Right.
I think scientifically the earth gives off a negative ions, I believe. So when you're actually touching the earth, when you take off your shoes, you might look like a weirdo, but it's okay. I do it all the time. I go to the park and I take off my shoes and I stand or I sit in the grass or like, we live by a beach, so we can go to the beach or just anywhere where you can actually touch the earth. So powerful, so good for you, so good for your nervous system, so good for your actual like body. So yeah, go touch her, go touch the earth.
Essentially, once you kind of get your mind right and then get your body right,
yes,
now you're ready to be delusional.
Yeah, honestly, once you do those things, you're gonna naturally start becoming more delusional.
Right.
But yeah, the final step is actually
just being delusional.
Stop being realistic. That's one of our biggest tips. Stop being realistic. One of my favorite quotes is, being realistic is the fastest way to mediocrity.
Yep.
If you want to live a boring, average ass life, okay, think boring, average ass thoughts. Have boring, average ass goals. Okay, if that's what you want. But if you want a extraordinary life, if you have big goals, you have to be delusional.
Off of that, you have to stop telling yourself no. There is no reason why you should tell yourself no. You need to let other people tell you no.
Yes.
You need to put yourself out there because there is a 50% chance.
Yeah.
Right? They might tell you no. Okay. But what if they told you yes?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stop being realistic. Stop telling yourself no.
Yeah.
Let other people tell you no.
Yes. Start dreaming big, asking for what you want. That's another big step too of being delusional and manifesting, is actually taking the time to ask for it. Mm-hmm. Figure out what you want, ask for it, set your intentions, ask the universe, ask God, write it down. Like, actually asking for what you want is the first step of getting what you want. And a lot of people are scared to even ask for it. And that's where it is, like what Kayma just said, you're telling yourself no. If you don't even ask for it, you're the only one telling yourself no. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
You need to have a specific intention, and then you need to hold elevated emotions for it.
Yes.
Right? When you think something, that thought alone brings life to an idea, mm-hmm. right? And then you have to hold that in your heart, in your head, know that whatever you ask for is yours, and then that energy is what's going to bring it to you.
Yeah.
So ask, and it is given.
Yeah, Abraham Hicks, shout out our girl. Abraham Hicks talks about that a lot. Like, once you ask for something, it is created. Essentially, right. It's created. It's already yours. Mm-hmm. You just have to ask for it first. Mm-hmm. It really can be that easy.
Yeah. Clear intention, elevated emotion.
Yeah. And then our next bullet under, being delusional is knowing and remembering and realizing that abundance and joy and everything that you want or could ever manifest is your birthright. We are here on this planet to have fun, to be abundant, to, experience joy. If you don't believe that makes sense, because I think like our society kind of tries to make us not believe that, but really we literally are here to feel good.
Earth is supposed to be a place where you recreate heaven, right?
Yeah.
Heaven on earth.
Yeah.
It truly is our birthright, mm-hmm. to be abundant, to be joyful, to have things come easy to us, to be in community with people. There is no reason why we should be limiting ourselves to all of that.
Yeah.
Like, we're supposed to be happy, and we're supposed to have fun, and things are supposed to be easy for us. I don't know why we have it in our heads that things have to be so hard.
Yeah. It's not, it's a lie. It's literally, that's a lie.
They're lying to you.
No, they're lying to you. Listen to us. Don't listen to anyone else except us. That's so funny. Just kidding. Actually, always only take what resonates from us and from anyone else. Always only take what resonates and find your own truth. Dropping bars. Like deep wisdom. Okay, and then the next bullet we have is being brave, doing the scary thing. We will do a whole another podcast episode about this, but being brave, babe, that is the key for up-leveling your life. Mm-hmm. That is the key for receiving big manifestations, for you going after your goals and your dreams, because anything different, even if it's something good, if it's different, it's going to feel scary. If it's you putting yourself out there, if it's you asking someone on a date, if it's you asking for a raise, it's all these things feel scary, but you have to just be brave, and that's going to take you so far.
something that encouraged me to be brave that I would tell myself is anytime I would ask myself why, I would counter it with why not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then also, who cares?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because I mean, like, let's take being online, for example.
Yeah.
All these people had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
My favorite influencer, my favorite, podcaster, my favorite, whatever the case may be, they had to start somewhere. They were brave. They put themselves out there. And thank God.
Yep.
Thank God, because I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I always try to remind myself, like, if somebody else did it, you can too. And who cares who's watching? And just, be brave.
Be brave, babe. And then the last one we have on here under being delusional is embodying the energy of your highest self, right? So talking like her, dressing like her, acting like you already have it, and holding that vibration and that emotion.
Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean like you wake up one day and you're completely changed everything, different routine, buying, I don't know, buy a new car, like something
clothes,
crazy.
Wardrobe, whatever,
Right. It doesn't have to be something crazy, but just making small little changes to elevate your vibrational state to become more aligned with your highest self.
Yeah. And your future version of you that has everything, it's the dream woman, whatever, being like, okay, what would she do? How would she feel? Would she feel confident? Would she be talking shit to herself? No, probably not. Would she, go to the gym or go on walks and move her body? Yeah, probably. Would she be maybe starting to eat a little bit healthier? Maybe. So just kind of asking yourself, what would my highest version of myself be doing?
Right.
And feeling. That's an important one. What would she feel? What would they feel? And feel that now. And that is how you quantum leap into your dream reality.
Yeah.
But okay, I hope you guys are planning on listening to this episode 20 times because this was just a masterclass on how to be delusional.
Totally.
And like we said, those are kind of like the 3 or 4 steps to being delusional summarized. And we have the PDF for you, the How to Be Delusional Guide. And we'll put a link to get that PDF.
So are holding our first webinar on December 1st, and it will be going over this in a little more detail.
Yes.
And it'll be over Zoom, so you guys can ask us questions live, like really connect with us. So we're really excited. But yes, in the meantime, go into the show notes, put in your email, get this PDF, and then really start embodying your higher version, your best self. Whatever brings you joy, do that.
Yeah, do that. Start dreaming a little bit bigger. Start expecting good things. Start being a little bit more delusional. You can work on it more and more and more every single day, every single week. And we're really excited. We have lots of fun stuff coming up. We're excited for our webinar on December 1st. It's going to lead into kind of like a December challenge. So you want to be on the webinar, and it'll be our delusional December challenge. And by the end of December, you're going to be living your best lives with us.
Yes, with us.
So yes, homework for the week is getting the PDF and then doing at least one thing
in every section.
Yeah, one thing from each section, adding that to your daily routine, and be delusional.
Yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode. We love you.
We love you. Talk soon.